rare on camera. I'm looking up on that. You got that all reference.
Is that alright?
Yeah.
So I'm just with Rob. I've just recently sold his property. We've actually exchanged on the property today. I just wanted to pull him aside for a conversation, ask him how he thought the experience was, why he decided to come on the market with myself. He had previously been on with a high street agent. So welcome, Rob. Thanks for sitting down with me. First question, why did you decide to come on the market with myself?
Like you said, I've been on with actually a couple of agents, and I felt like with a self-employed route, it's just so much more personal. Like you've got so much more. Come on,
Ben.
So much. We put our phones. I actually haven't. Usually I'd always take all my stuff off. I think, like you said, I'd worked with a couple of high street agents, and I just found like with you and using the avenue, the self-employed route, it's just so much more personal. You had so much more skin in the game. It meant a lot more to you, and really you were the single point of contact from initial conversation through to marketing, through to viewings, and through to obviously exchange. It's just been you that we've dealt with, and that for me was just worth that extra investment just to get that personal service.
So it was more the personal service, someone that I suppose that you trust, and that one point of contact throughout. So as you're aware, I was also a high street agent for many years before I made the transition to self-employed, and I can vouch for that. I moved through the ranks as a high street agent, and there's so many different points of contact, and I do think there's a lot of value in having that one person that you speak to throughout. It's one of the most stressful things you can do, and when every time you call the high street agent you're speaking to a different person, I think it just makes things a little bit more stressful.
I think viewings as well. Really frustrating when someone turned up for a viewing and never seen the house, didn't really know much about it. People are asking questions which they can't answer, whereas you'd been here, you'd seen it, you'd walked the rooms, you knew it, and I think that just made it a much better experience for people walking around as well.
Yeah, of course. Okay, what do you think you were most impressed with, or what stood out to you from using myself partnered with the Avenue?
It was your confidence. I think you came in here, you weren't overselling, it was a soft sell. You didn't come in here like some of the other agents and really try and make us, sign. You're confident, you knew your stuff. And actually, the one thing that I loved is that it's actually a test. I didn't tell you this. When I asked you about your fee, whether you'd reduce it, there was not even hesitation. You said no, because I know what I offer. And fundamentally, I'm employing you to negotiate on my behalf. So if you just drop your fee like that, what's going to happen when someone makes a low offer? So for me, actually, you just justifying the value that you offer was hugely important.
100%, yeah. We're in a service-based industry, so if the agents aren't incentivised to get the result for the client, then you do end up getting a high street result. I'm not here to slag off high street agents, but the incentive really isn't there when they're charging 0.5%, 0.75%, and they've got a huge number of properties on their books. It's just a lot more difficult to get to that top result. I might ask that question again. I'm waffling here.
I think in a really good market, you can get away with just sticking a house on Rightmove and getting viewings because there's a feeding frenzy. Whereas when it's a tougher market, you got to work so much harder for it. You just can't do that. And I think the investment you guys spend, especially the marketing. We've had this house photographed several times, and the photography and the drone footage was far and away better than anything, not only we've had, that I've seen on the market as well.
Yeah, the idea is to get especially in a market like we're in now, is to make your property the one that stands out amongst the rest. And to do that, you do have to put that extra effort into the photography, into the videography, into the paid adverts on social media, and everything else that we do. So I appreciate that.
But you were here for it. That was the difference as well. You were here. You were kind of directing it.
Project manager.
Yeah, you were moving. I remember you moving something. I don't know. I was in the hallway, and again, it just showed that investment rather than just a photographer rocking up, taking photos. They'll do. Let's whack them online. You kind of curated it to make sure it was the best it could be.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that. Okay, I might. Should we move location?
How many more questions do you have?
I was going to ask. Those are really good answers, by the way.
Done this before. I'm professionally media trained. Yeah, but I mean it though. Like, it's the thing. It's authentic.
So I did mention this before. You were previously on the market with a couple of different high street agents. So I wanted to ask you, what have you found to be the main difference in using a high street agent to using a self-employed agent like myself with the Avenue?
I think when you're high street and you have a high street location and high street overheads, for me it just felt like a numbers game. It's like, let's get as many properties on as we can, and if we sell some, great, and we'll just play the numbers game. Whereas if you, I think you were very open, that you only took on a certain number of properties and you only took on ones that you thought that you could add value to. So it just felt that you were just so much more invested from the start, and we weren't just a number on a spreadsheet like maybe with some of the other agents.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a key difference. The fact that a lot of high street agents, it's all about volume, and you do essentially just become a number, whereas you are right, I will only take on a limited amount of listings per month, which means that I can put my full attention into each and every listing. And because we are self-employed and we do get remunerated well, we can put our time and effort into each of those listings and still have a livelihood.
Quality versus quantity, right?
Quality versus quantity always, yeah.